So, welcome back to another Thursday in the Pagan Perspective. I'm your Thursday host, Yeka. And this week we're talking about unevenly yoking yourself. So, our question comes from Deb, and they write, "Hey Pagan Perspective, I've been watching your videos for a little while now, and I've noticed a lot of things covering marriage. Well, my question is kind of based on that. I've been dating my Christian boyfriend for a while. I am a pagan. I don't really have a label yet since I vibe with a lot of subgroups under paganism. And one question came up that really had me somewhat worried. I was brought up Christian and left that faith for paganism. But, anyways, I remember the concept of being unevenly yoked within a marriage. This concept has my boyfriend a little bit worried since I'm a practicing pagan and he is a devout Christian. He is worried that our children and our relationship, once bound together through marriage, will be somewhat compromised by this uneven yoke. He is worried. This made kind of baffled, hurt me emotionally, that I would raise our children in the pagan faith, and I'm worried he will want to box our children under Christianity the way I was boxed in. Anyways, what would be some advice you could give me to help explain to my boyfriend that this uneven yoke shouldn't be a reason to question our relationship? And what are your thoughts on the uneven yoke?" So first off, just a side note up here, you say that you haven't picked a label beyond just pagan. Personally, I don't think you need to. I just go by pagan. And if that works for you, that works for you. You don't have to feel pressured if you don't want to choose a more specific title than that. So, however, going on to the topic of uneven yoking, to me, this is a little concerning. And if we were, sitting over a cup of coffee in person, I would say that, hey, this raises some real red flags for me to, well, I guess let's step back and say, in a relationship, I think it's important to really establish what is it that you want and need from this relationship, and to make sure that you and your partner are on the same page with that, and to say, okay, well, what is this about? What are we trying to get from it? For me, it's about being nourished and nourishing and supportive and loving and being there to help that person to grow and have the best life that they could possibly have, and to have someone do that for me in return. That's what it's about for me. If there's something as major a conflict as how you see the world, one might want to step back and say, okay, well, is this an issue big enough that it's going to get in the way of whatever it is that we've decided is why we want a relationship? Because following the standard cultural norms of what a relationship is about may or may not get you very far. So deciding for yourself is really important. If it was me, well, that would probably be a big enough thing to say, hey, I don't think this is going to work. And I'm not saying go break up with your boyfriend or anything like that. I'm just saying it might be something to really consider. Is your difference in beliefs a big enough deal that it's going to compromise whatever your needs of the relationship are? And if you're involving children, that's a pretty big deal too. What are your values on raising children? Do those match what this person's values are? And are the compromises acceptable to you? So I hope that's helpful. I know it, can always be really, really tricky when you're dealing with things that are, big and emotional on that level. But I wish you the best of luck, and yeah, so let us know, you guys, in the comments below if you have any particular opinions, experience in the past with, uneven or even yoking. Let us know, and see you next week.